In just about 30 minutes, I'm going to show you how you could save your sales team hours every single week by building out this automated LinkedIn lead generation workflow in N8N with the help of Apify. I'm going to show you the settings behind every single node and also go over different ways that this originally tripped me up as I was building it out, because I have my original notes as I was building it here on this video. Also, before we jump into this workflow, if you're watching this and you own a business and you need any help with any N workflows, Streamlit apps, or any data needs, I am taking on freelance customers. I have my email as well as a form on my website linked down below. And I've been documenting my freelancing journey here on this channel every single month. So with that out of the way, let's jump into this build. All right, guys. So real quick, before we go through this step by step, this is the workflow which I developed. We're going to go through essentially why I built out each of these steps and then also walk through a demo on this side of things. But what I wanted to show you also is our output. So this is what our expected output is over here. We'll have the LinkedIn URL, company name, company website, which I know it shows a LinkedIn link over here, but if you click on this link, right, it says about to go to an external site, right? And this goes to the actual company site. So that's fine. We have the industry for the company size, right? Headquarters, follower count, type, founded, and then also employee name, position, and URL of the employee, right? So we have this all over here. Now this is data I'm scraping specifically from Apify. So while it's pretty good, there is going to be some issues. Like for example, we see this person has been retired. So we don't have that. We don't have this person's position. We don't have this person's position. But overall, like we get a ton of data really easily. And this would take a very long time to grab this by ourselves, right? If we're going through LinkedIn. So let me show you what we're essentially doing. What we'd have is a sales rep go over here and start with a specific business. Let's say we're starting with HD Supply, right? And we're going to try to find other businesses similar to HD Supply. So how we could do this specifically, we can go over here and take a look at pages people also viewed, right? So these are going to be companies that are very similar to our target company. So you want to grab like a Home Depot, right? Or Whitecap or anything like that. And we're going to keep building this out. So we'd go to one of these links, right? Grab the information for this company and then go into our next link, right? So it's a people also viewed. We go to Lowe's, right? And one thing that does happen, and we're going to have to account for it, we can't just go over here and always grab the top pages people always viewed, right? So if you notice, there's a feedback loop between Home Depot and Lowe's, right? Because these are so closely affiliated, right? A lot of people shop at Lowe's or Home Depot, right? You can see if I go here to Home Depot, then you go to Lowe's. So we're going to have to figure out how to stop this feedback loop. This was kind of the one challenge on this project. It actually wasn't too bad once I was able to solve it. But I'll show you how we could do that as well. So essentially what we're doing is we're grabbing all these different types of companies that are closely related for a sales rep. Now the sales rep will have 3 different employees, right? And you can technically grab more if you want, but it has 3 employees. Right? We'll get the links of all of these websites, the company name, information about the company, headquarters, follower count here on LinkedIn, and much more. And again, like if you need to have more information, you can always expand this out. But this was the scope for the tool that I was building out. So let me show you how you guys could build this out right here, step by step. We'll go through each of these nodes and I'll explain what's going on. All right, so I'm back in N8N. Let's go through this workflow and I can show you guys this step by step. So the first thing I want to do on here is take in a company URL, and I do this through a form submission. So let me show you what this looks like over here. If I go over here and I click pull in test form submission or execute step, what you'll see is it populates. Now I'm just going to copy this company URL because that's what I would like to start with. And then let me click over here to execute step. It's going to unpin in test. That's fine. So I'll show you. So this loads up a form over here. This is test version of your form. And then we enter in a full LinkedIn URL. Again, this is the starting company that we would like to start with. So I just paste in we are Whitecap because that's what I got for the scope. So then we have submitted it over here, right? You have the company URL submitted at, and then for mode, I just have this in as test, right? So again, I just start off this with a trigger node for on form submission. All I did is set a form title, LinkedIn company URL. I didn't even put a form description, right? And then form element I put over here is company URL, text, enter full and URL. And this is required because we need this to start it off, right? Again, this is a trigger node, so we have that. Okay, next, what I had to do is I had to find specifically a good scraper on Apify. Now, there's a ton of LinkedIn scrapers on Apify, but the problem is it doesn't always give me the information I want, right? One thing that I wanted is the pages people also viewed. So while there's a lot of awesome company scrapers on the platform, not all of them had people also viewed. So it actually took quite a bit of time to find this one. And this is the one that I'm using for this project. So it's apify.com/Sanjeta. I'll show you guys what this looks like over here, right? So we have LinkedIn company profile scraper. This has 4.2 stars, 3 reviews. The pricing on this is $10 a month plus usage. Right. It is not free, so you will have to pay for that. I have a paid Apify account, but regardless, you have that over here. And what's nice is you see the sample output. Here's a sample output of this actor. So a lot of information, right? Company name that we grabbed, the industry, location, follower count. So a lot of the basic stuff, company size, headquarters, type, right? Founded. So all that stuff that would be helpful for the sales rep. If you have multiple locations, you could put that over here. And then employees, right? So it mentions on here, it can't grab all of the employees, but you have those. If you wanted to grab updates like recent posts, you could grab that as well. I didn't grab that. We have similar companies over here, right? So this is what I was using for that side of things, right? Super, super important because we want to get this loop of going through similar companies. So that's what I looked for, right? So we grab these similar companies and then all this other information is really, really nice. So that allowed me to go through this. And again, it was not the first LinkedIn company scraper that had all the information that I wanted. It was this one. Now, to use Apify, you're going to have to set a post as well as a get. And maybe I'll make a full video on that side of things. But what I do first is post, right, to Apify. And then I have to wait a little bit and then get that information. Now, the wait, I want to look at this. I waited 15 seconds, which might be a little bit too long for this, but regardless, I'm okay with that. This can just run in the background, right? So let me show you the post side of things as well. I'll load this in over here. So what I did is set up an HTTP request. Actually, again, built out 2 HTTP requests. First, I got the URL for this HTTP request, which you can get on Apify. Now, I'm actually not logged in right now, so I'm just going to log in really quick and then go through it. All right, so I'm logged in now over here. So how you can get the URLs, because we're going to need URLs for both post as well as get. You just go over here and you click on API and you look for your API endpoints, right? So first we're going to have to get our post. So just grab this URL minus the token, right? And you just want to paste that in over here. So just load this up and then you paste in this, right? You do authentication, select generic credential, query authentication, right? And then you're going to want to set up your query authentication on this side of things. I have this right over here, right? This is my token. So just type in token and then put in your value on this side of things. Obviously, I'm not going to show you guys my token, but you can get that token by clicking right over here, right? And it'll show you your token on this side of things. So I'm not going to show it, but make sure you set this up on this side of things. Otherwise, it's not going to work, right? So URL, right? Generic query auth, and just set up your token over here. Next thing you're going to do is click over here to send body. I'm going to send in JSON, right? So what we have over here is proxy, use Apify proxy, true, and then URLs. And I'm going to pass in this JSON company URL. So that's the company URL that is put into the form, right? And again, just going back over here, the way that you could find this side of it is you see input, right? This is the JSON that we are sending. So proxy, use Apify proxy, true, which again, if you go back over here, same exact thing, and then paste in URLs. Now you can paste in multiple URLs. I am just only pasting in one because that way I know it's working properly. So I'm doing one URL at a time. So that's why we have that over there. All right, next, again, we have our wait, so 15 seconds. And then what we're gonna do is use the get, right? So we have get over here, right? And just go down over here. Once again, go to API endpoints and you'll have a get, right? So get on this side of things. So we have that. paste in that URL, use the same credentials, right? Generic credential, query auth, right? And again, you'll have your token, all that. Once you do it the first time, it'll save. Next, we're going to save, or we're going to send query parameters, right? Using field below, and then send in that over here. And then we'll get our output. All right. So next thing, what we're going to do is go over here. And actually, let me run some of these steps because it restarted. And let me just, we'll go through this like that. So that's already run. Let me pin this data over here. So I'm going to pin this data and we're just going to walk through this step by step, right? So what we're going to do is run this over here. So I'll click execute step. I built this out 3 weeks ago, so I have not looked at this in a while. I actually got pretty far behind, but regardless, we're going to execute this step. It'll be okay, and I'll pin it, and we'll keep going forward. So you can see what we have over here. I'm just going to pin this data. We get all this information, right? So we have our data, ID, everything like this from the post request, right? Then we wait that 15 seconds. That's fine, right? Nothing really too crazy. And then what we have is this get request. So I'm just going to wait for the previous nodes, and then we'll just click over here to execute the step so you can see what happens on over here, right? Okay, so now I just click over here to execute step, right? So we have our input over here, right? And then what I'm gonna do is click execute step. And then you can see we get the information for Whitecap, right? That is the company that we sent in initially. So I'm just gonna pin this over here, right? Company name, we have industry, location, follower count, etc. Right? We have everything that we want, locations, employees, and you can see like it gives us 4 employees, right? We start with employee 0 and go through 3. And then we have our different updates on here for articles, a lot of them on this side of things. And then we have our similar companies, which we like, right? So you can see we have actually quite a lot of similar companies. We won't be using all of these. I'll show you why here in a second. Okay. So next that we have this company information, the first thing I want to do is go over here and update the Google Sheet, right? So you can see on this side of things, what I do is connect to our Google Sheets, which I have a full video on that side of things, right? We're going to append or update row, and we have a document ID, right? So this is the document ID over here, just the URL, right? So grab the URL, paste that in over here. Sheet name, I just have this as sheet 1, and then map each column manually. And we're going to match on the LinkedIn URL. And the reason why we're going to match on the LinkedIn URL is there is the possibility that we specifically have duplicates, right? And when I want to run this, I don't want to have a bunch of duplicates. So that's why I selected over here, append or update row, right? So that way we don't have any duplicates, because this LinkedIn URL, which is this company URL, needs to be unique, right? So we want to have unique results over there. So that's why I have that on there. And again, just pass in the information that you want to send to Sheets, right? So company URL, company name, website, industry, size, location, follower count, type, founded, right? And here's the employee names, right? Position. So 0001122, right? You get the point. So we have employees over here, we have the founded, we have all this information that we're going to populate this Google Sheet off of. Okay, so let me go back over here. Hopefully that makes sense. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get a random company, right? So what we're going to do first is take a look at similar companies, right? So what we're going to do is grab over here up to index of 3 in these companies, right? And essentially what I'm doing is grabbing a random company URL with this Python code. And again, the reason why I'm doing that, if you go back over here to this example, one thing I encountered when I first started building this out is I would get a loop that would just never end because I'd keep going from Home Depot to Lowe's. And I'm sure in other industries, that's going to be the case as well. So what I want to do is essentially randomize this, right? So grab one of the top people also viewed on that side of things and just continually keep that randomized. And that's what this code does, right? A random.choice off of these over here, right? So that explains it on this side of things. And all we're going to do is return a company URL. Okay. So next, what we're going to do is merge these together, right? So number of inputs is 2 and wait for all inputs to arrive, right? So we're merging in like, okay, we confirmed that we've added this to Google Sheets. We confirmed that this code is over here. We've merged these together. Then I have this if statement. And then what I have over here is run index is greater than 20, right? We're done with this loop. So I only want to fill in 20 requests, right? So 20 times going through this. And that's why I have this, right? And you can use run index to count how many times your loop is going through, right? And it's really nice if you set it if else. So if, right, it's true, it stops, right? It doesn't go anywhere. Else, if it's less than 20, we're going to continually go through. Now, when I first tested this, I believe I put it at 10, then I just changed it up to 20. So you can change this number to what you want, right? I just put it as 20 for now. So it's going to come back over here, right? And remember, from our code, we have a company URL that's going to be over here, right? So like if I execute the step, let's see what happens. Let's see what company it chooses. So you can see, right, it grabs Ferguson Official as the company URL. So I'm just going to pin this over here. It doesn't matter too much. Right? Then it goes over here to the if. So then I go back over here and we're going to start with another post HTTP request, right? This time we're going to be sending in on this JSON body, this company URL from over here, right? Now I probably could just combine these together. Like you can see over here, we have JSON company URL, right? And we have JSON company URL. But at the end of the day, what I wanted to do is separate these because I know like, okay, this post request is coming from the form. This post request I know is coming from this loop that I created, right? So essentially how this works is next time we go through, we get this post request. We wait again 15 seconds and we continue to go through the loop, right? And then we stop at 20. So that's essentially how you do it, right? And you just populate this and you can see that this has been populated right over here, right? On that side of things. And the URL is going to be a little bit different because of the slash here at the end, right? I should have specified that. You can see this first one has that. So if I didn't have that slash, this wouldn't have populated. And I probably should have made that note as well. Like make sure when you enter in the initial URL, like there's no slash at the end because you can see all these other ones don't have a slash, right? And again, this is your unique identifier. So these are technically different, even though they're the same, right? Slash at the very end, no slash. Anyways, going back through here, that's essentially how we do it, right? Let me zoom out over here. I'm trying to see if we had any other good notes on this side of things, right? Start URL, go to people also viewed. This is kind of the scope on it. SDRs take a list of customers and key verticals they want to work in, research new companies to reach out to. Do this via Google, LinkedIn, competitor research tools, and others, right? This is the LinkedIn version of it. I actually will have a video talking about search engines, how we could do that as well. I built that out on this side of things, right? Video title notes. This is just ideas on here. This is just mirroring the process of the SDR. Already talked about it. Preventing duplicates, right? So make sure that we match on that company URL. Check for existing beforehand. We already kind of did that. Random similar companies in case of flow going back and forth. Check for duplicates, right? And then what I did some research on here for the run index, right? To limit this down to 20 on that side of things. So yeah, I mean, this was just notes as I was going through and kind of how I built this out. And again, like if you have a business or you have something that you're trying to automate with N8N, I am taking on freelance customers on that side of things. I have a full freelancing series here on the channel showing you guys how I'm kind of building up side hustle of freelancing. So I do have some availability if you need any help with N8N work or any type of data work, and you can get started on my website down below. Also, I will have this eventually as a full article on the website. It might take a little bit of time. We're still transferring over a lot of the videos here on the channel to the website, but we're going to put some more N8N articles on there. So that way you guys can watch the video and then also read about it. That is it for this workflow. Thanks guys for checking out this N8N video. If you found it valuable, make sure to subscribe to the channel. They do take a lot of effort to make. And if you like more workflows like this, let me know as well. I'll try to build out some more. I have a few N8N videos linked down below in the description, as well as our Discord server. If you want to watch a playlist to kind of pick up N8N skills and see some of the other workflows that I've built out, you can click right over here to check it out.